Boys, look at the new trim. Looking fucking sick. No, but I do like it, and I think everything is coming together. Like, I think this goes really well with my vision of who I am becoming. I kind of just feel so confident right now within myself, within my life, really, within the things that I'm doing. And it's sort of like I watch other people and I take things from other people, like the way they speak, the things they wear, like what they do. Like, you just take it into your life, don't you? And sort of like experiment, really. Like borrow things and just like, okay, I might like this, let's try it, it's something new. And take it into my life, and yeah, it's just, we all like help each other out, don't we? In some way. Like, you might like some things that I do, maybe like the activities that I do, maybe the way I speak in some of my videos. But like you could take that into your life, try and like, take them activities into your life and think like, oh, I don't really like running, but I like rock climbing, like, and that becomes your new thing that you can obsess over, and that becomes part of your personality. And I don't know, I guess like who I am in this current moment, I'm like really grateful for. Like, I can thank my younger self for everything that he's done, so I can be here now, so I can be grateful for this moment, because I just feel like I'm living so much more presently, and I'm going about life in a way that I've always wanted to. Like, looking at problems, or I wouldn't say problems, but like looking at opportunities, lessons, where I'm like, okay, how can I fix that? What can I do to make myself understand myself even more in this situation? How is this going to benefit me? How is this going to challenge me? Or how can I make it benefit me? It's just like my whole mindset, the way I look, everything I feel like is coming together and just making this version of myself come true. The version of myself that I've always wanted to be, that I've always dreamed of, that I've never like actually expected to become. I don't know. It's like you don't see it when you're in the moment. Like, when you're in, especially like, 5 years ago, when I was in like the darkest place of my life, where I was in like this really rough spot, so far. I obviously definitely going to go through some tough spots, but like during that moment, I never thought I would be here today, looking the way that I do, speaking how I do, speaking to the people that I do, like, even just like having the confidence to like hold myself up, and not like, tuck myself away with my posture, and like be able to look at people in the eyes, even just that. And like, I'm so grateful for that. It's just completely different to who I used to be, to how I used to act. And I'm just like, it's just hit me now on everything that I've done and everything that I'm doing. It's just for my future self and for my wife, I guess, because it's about attracting the right person, isn't it? Rather than chasing the right person. And there's never really a right person. I guess they grow into the right person, don't they? You grow with them, just like you're growing with yourself and learning things about yourself. You'll learn things about them, how they work, and how they can fit into your life and benefit your life, and how you can benefit their life. It's a partnership, isn't it? It's not just a relationship, it's a partnership. It's a friendship. And I'm delaying that gratification right now to be who I want to be and be who my possible wife wants me to be, like who she wants in her life. Like I've been single for coming up to 2 years now, and like I feel like I've grown so much in that time. There was times where I slipped, times where I fell back into my old habits, even though like I've made like the most growth over these 2 years. I've stayed more consistent, more on track than ever. And I'm not saying that's because I haven't had a girlfriend, but I feel like there is a period of your life where you do need to just be on your own and discover who you are, discover what you want. Because I feel like I didn't know myself. I didn't feel like me, like most of my life. I just felt like an imposter. And to be walking, like, I felt like I couldn't be myself. I couldn't be who I wanted to be. And that came from my childhood, where like I always felt like I had to be perfect, where I had this, shadow over me watching me, or someone judging me all the time. And it made me seek things that I really didn't want. Made me do things that I didn't want. But now that I'm discovering who I am, you can say, because we'll never finish, will we? We'll never finish discovering who we are. There will always be things to work on. There will always be things to work towards. So like, whilst I'm discovering myself, and in the process of discovering myself, it's a nice feeling, to be in that process, to not be with anyone. And I've needed that. I've needed that to feel okay, feel confident. Sorry. Got a tickle in my throat. Or maybe a cock in my throat. But, yeah, it's in this very moment, right now, I'm thankful for everything and grateful for everything that's happened to me. Even like, the hard times and the good times. You're always sort of grateful for the good times anyway, aren't you? You're always happy when the good times are happening, when everything's good. It's easy to be grateful. It's easy to be grateful for the sun. It's easy to be grateful for when, I don't know, you find something easy and your test results, for example, like you took a test and they come back and you didn't really try, but you can feel grateful for them times. But like, it's hard to feel grateful for the times where they're difficult, the tough parts of life. It's hard to be grateful for that, but I feel like they sort of teach us the most in life. They put us through the most uncomfortable things. We experience a lot of challenges during them times, and it shows a lot about ourselves. And that's where I found myself, is in that challenge. It's in them challenges that I've really understood myself. I've really learned how I work, how my brain works, how my body works. You know, what I like, what I dislike, what I don't want in my life, what I will tolerate, what I won't tolerate. Like, that's where I really found myself, is in the uncomfortable things that I've, like, oh, fucking hell, my back's aching. That's where I've really found myself, is the uncomfortable things. Is the things that challenge me, that I've put off for, like, you know, so long. Procrastinated on for so long. But they're the things that make us who we are. Or at least show who we are. Or a version of ourselves. Because we're always changing, aren't we? You know, you that person, you say you're in a good spot right now, or you're not in a good spot. Like the past self of yours, you might be, like, you know, grateful for, like I am currently. Or you might not be grateful. You might look back at your past and think, you know, that wasn't ideal, that wasn't great, that wasn't a good part of my life, and I hate that part of my life. But I don't feel like you should hate any part of your life, because it all has a reason for being there, doesn't it? It all happens for a reason. If you never went through them tough challenges, you wouldn't be who you are today. You wouldn't have learned the lessons that you learned from them. These challenges are our greatest teachers, and our past is our greatest teacher. I think we should look back to the past as a teacher, as a lesson. You know, we can look at different parts of our lives in the past and learn so much. Like, we shouldn't dwell on it. Like, it happened, you know. You went through them experiences, you just got to accept that. And that was a version of yourself you might not have liked, or you might have liked, but at the end of the day, it was you. And it was a version of yourself that you had to be to get to where you are now, or to get to where you're going. Them experiences, that version of yourself, is what had to happen for you to be where you are, or for you to be where you're going. Like, I don't regret, but there's many things in my life that, you know, I'm like, I look back now and I'm like, why did you do that? That was so stupid. Or why did you say that? That was so stupid. I think it matters on what we're saying today. And yeah, but, you know, there's in another 2 years, I might look back at what I'm saying now and I might think, you're a fucking tool. You're like, honestly, what were you saying? But right now, in this very moment, I feel like it's the right thing to say. It's coming from the heart. To me, it's the truth. To me, it makes sense. It might not make sense to you, but I'm speaking 100% pure English to me right now. Like, I fully understand what I'm saying. And I'm enjoying every single moment speaking right now. But just think about that. Think about your past and be grateful for it. Be grateful that it happened. Be grateful that there was a version of yourself. And learn. Choose to learn. Maybe even do them things again, but with a different mindset. What else will you learn? How else can you learn? Because there's only so much learning we can do from other people. There is some points where we do have to learn about ourselves. We have to understand ourselves. And it gives us a direction. It gives us a purpose. Because our purpose is always changing. It's never going to be one thing, throughout our life. Our purpose is always changing. Like right now, my purpose is, to make videos. Today, my purpose is to make videos, is to record videos. But tomorrow, it's to look after myself. It's to eat right. It's to, do some research, read some books, look after myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And, each day, our purpose will always change. Each week, what you want today might not be what you want in 5 years, or tomorrow, or next week. Like, you can change so much in like a month, in like what you want. One week you might think, oh, I'm gonna, smash my job. I'm gonna make loads of money. I'm gonna do overtime so I can do loads of money. But then the next month, doing all them hours, making all that money, you might think, but I'm just working all the time. I want to travel now. I want to change my life and do something different. And that'll be your purpose. So, yeah. I think today is a day for reflection. Reflect on your life, your past experiences, your past self, the past versions of yourself. Just reflect. Journal it, or just think about it. But really just sit there and ponder on everything that you've gone through and how that has benefited you and how it can benefit you. Because all it takes is a mindset shift. Is a different perspective of looking at things. Because we can look at, one experience like really bad, or we can look at another experience that's really good. Same experience, but we can look at them bad and good, Or like, it's not a lesson, it happened to me, but it didn't happen for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll learn a lot more if we look at the things in our life that happen to us, or the versions of ourselves. They happen for us. They're there for us to learn, for us to grow, for us to become. It's a chance for us to become who we want to be. And they'll keep coming up. These things that happen for us, they'll keep coming up until we decide, okay, I need to make a change. I need to start listening to these signs, these lessons, these patterns that are coming up. Yeah. Today's a day of reflection, boys. Just sit there and think about life and think about your past self and where you want to be and what you've done that you could have learnt more from. It's a great teacher, I think, the past. It shouldn't be something to dwell on. It shouldn't be something that we should be anxious about. Oh, why did I do that? Like, it should be there for us to learn from. It's like one of our greatest teachers, I guess. Like say there's no social media and there's no podcast and all this sort of stuff. Like, if we were going to learn about ourselves and how we want to change, we can just look back to the past. Look back at them experiences that maybe weren't so great and think, like, how can I change? How can I do better next time? Did I like that? Did I not like that? Like, it's all about asking questions. And that sort of leads you down this rabbit hole of what's next? What's the next step? I hope you enjoyed this. It's been a bit of a long one, so I better end it. But I hope you listen. I hope you took something from that. I hope it helps someone. I actually really enjoyed that. It was just kind of flowing one after another, and it just felt really good. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you for listening. Love you, boys.